Hey guys, welcome to Wayne Manor Rocket City. Hey everybody, Dan from Wayne Manor Rocket City here. I know it's been a minute since I've done a video here on the BSC channel. I know I've seen a lot of you on Rogues Gallery Live, but it's been a second since I did a video. But today I'm going to tell you a little story about a real important reason for me to do a video today for you. So stand by. Okay, so let's get into the story. Gather round, kids. It's story time here at Wayne Manor Rocket City. So just to kind of give everybody a little bit of background. So as most of you probably know, BSC channel was started by Chris with a focus on statues, Batman statues. And mostly at the time when he got started out was the Arkham Knight line, the Arkham City line with Prime 1. And I was fortunate enough to be one of the very, very, very early subscribers to Chris. I think I might have missed his first month or two on YouTube. And after that became quickly involved with the channel. And it's been an amazing journey with Chris, with the rest of the Rogues, and with, of course, all of you. In interacting in this amazing community. It's just been a wild and fun and just a phenomenal ride over the past many years. Well, as things evolve, as collecting evolves for all of us, so does our focus. And that's where my story begins. So all of our collecting journeys evolve over time, right? So as long as you stay in the hobby, your tastes might change and evolve. Your focus certainly might change and evolve. How you display everything in your collection may change and evolve. And with that, for some of us in the Rogues Gallery, those of us who actually work with Chris and, we're on the live shows, we produce sometimes little bits of content like this. We spend a lot of time discussing these things. Well, it wasn't that many years back. I want to say 3, 4, maybe 5 years at the outset, but more like 3 or 4 years, I think. A few of us got a taste for art, for original art. And you can see, I won't go down Chris's path on that. He does a good job of doing that all on his own. But other Rogues on the gallery also got involved, and newer Rogues, like Matt Martin and others have gone down that path in a very heavy way. Matt is a huge art collector, and if you haven't watched Matt's videos and had a look at his collection, I encourage you to do that. It's mind-boggling, world-class, really. So several of us started going down that path, and it's been a really fun journey. There's some of us that collect CGCs and even the raw books related to the hobby and the Batman mythos and so forth, and that's really fun. But the art has really connected us in a way that the statues did in a similar way, right? It's been just a really special journey to kind of go down that path and learn that path together. Learn how and understand how to collect art and the value associated with art and the personal satisfaction that can come with commissioning art with our favorite artists and relationships that get developed there. And there's just a lot of different aspects to it. And it's been a terrific journey. Not that it's over, but it's been a terrific journey. Which takes me to what I'm going to tell you about today. Okay, so I'm going to tell you today about a piece of art. It's in this box. I have opened it. I have to admit, I cheated. I just had to see what was in the box because I didn't know it was coming to me. So recently, Chris swapped out a few pieces in his Finch wall collection, including a Batman that moved from here in my collection to Chris in his collection. One of his Batman original commissions from Finch came to replace mine here, right? So we have the art moving around and so forth. I have a few pieces from Matt Martin in the collection. It's just the way things kind of tend to transpire. Well, with one of the changes, you probably watched Chris's recent video, he swapped out his Harley piece. Basically swapping from a modern Harley that he had to a more traditional Jester style Harley, which is great. Both phenomenal pieces of art. And Chris was good enough to offer me the modern Harley piece that he was swapping out. And I said, yeah, I would love to do that. But, and there's a but, and that's where the story really gets interesting. So let's pick up the story from there. And this, I don't tend to get into a lot of real personal content in any of my videos. I mean, personally, yeah, I guess it relates into my personal hobby, but not too much personal content. But one of the things you guys might have heard me say, I've said it on Rogues Gallery plenty lately, is I am very, very fortunate in that my daughter is getting married next spring, which is a big deal. And of course, my wife and I are doing everything we can to support she and her fiance in that. And I basically said to the guys, hey, look, I'm kind of tampering down my spending. And I'm sure, I mean, all of us go through this at one point or another where life priorities outweigh collecting priorities, and that's what we do. And that's what I've been doing. And I've been pretty disciplined about it. Spending has been small compared to what it's been in the past. So Chris knew that. I said to him, I'd love the Harley piece, getting back to the Harley Finch piece. I said, I would love that piece, but I'm afraid it's going to have to wait until after the wedding. I just, you know, I need to remain disciplined and stay on track with that. He said, no problem. You know, being the great friend that he is, and he is one of my most cherished friends, he said, no problem, I can wait after the wedding. Great, okay. Now, let's fast forward to today and the box that I have in my hands. Okay, let's talk about the box. And I apologize, guys, I am just not as good as Chris at making a 5-minute video. I am trying to keep this concise, I promise. Okay, fast forward, box arrives today. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know this was coming. Although I do see the outside, and the outside is that. So you can see the Batman sketch that Chris put on there. I saw it from Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles, and I thought, oh boy, what did he send me? And at first, honestly, it didn't even occur to me what was in the box. So let's open the box. So I open up the box, and as soon as I saw the packaging, I had an inkling as to what this might be. He sent me a wonderful personalized note. I won't read the whole thing, but I will fast forward to the end, where he says, happy belated birthday from Chris. And that might give you an idea as to what his intention was and what he did in this box. I am doing my best not to well up right now, and it's not easy. And for those who really know me, I'm a bit of a weepy guy. I am a crier. And this really affected me. I thought this was an amazing gesture of friendship, and I couldn't be more grateful to Chris. Most importantly for that friendship over the past 8 or 9 years. But for this gesture, I was just blown away. I had no expectation of this. This didn't even occur to me, like I said, when I first got the box. But Chris sent me that original Harley by Finch. Just absolutely blown away. I can't even believe he did it. I still can't believe it as I'm sitting here holding it and I just opened it out of the package again. It's just absolutely amazing. And as Chris likes to talk about in his videos, this is what the community is all about. And I don't mean giving gifts like this to each other. I mean the friendships that are born. Our friendships, like I said, spans 8 or 9 years now. And many of the guys, in the Rogues Gallery, certainly, and even out into the community, the friendships are amazing. I encourage you, the lesson here, maybe there's a lesson in this, is to embrace the community, reach out to others, form those friendships, because like I said, as Chris likes to say, they're the most rewarding aspect of this hobby, by far and away. So anyways, with that, that's the lesson. I have one more segment I want to show you guys. I'm going to fast forward when I split this clip, and I'm going to show you this piece framed up on the wall here in Rocket City. I've got a couple other pieces that I'll show you in here so you can see what's happened and what's new by way of art. And I'll see you on the other side. 3. Okay, guys, through the miracle of video, we have fast forwarded to the point where that original piece of art, Harley Quinn by David Finch, is now framed and on the wall here at Wayne Manor Rocket City. Excuse me. What I thought I would do is take you through a bit of a tour of the original art section of my collection and a couple of other changes I made. If you've watched my room tour here on the BSC channel, you may not recognize that. So that is, I wanted a larger format piece of art to include here in the collection. The room here is very, very large. I'm very fortunate to have the space, very large. And I thought, it could really benefit by a larger format piece. So although on video you might not be able to tell scale, that piece is actually 36 wide by 48 high. So went ahead, did a little woodworking, changed the chair rail, and hung that piece there. And it's actually an edited piece. I don't do much artwork here that is more kind of, you know, graphic art, but I just thought that one was really cool. Bale is my favorite Batman of all time, and I just thought it'd be cool to include him in this way in the collection. And that tumbler piece down there that CC3PO in the group turned me on to. Love that piece of art. I just thought it looked really cool there. And then I've got some other Dark Knight art there that you can see. And yeah, just thought it looked cool. Changed some of these prints out. These are lithograph prints related to the Dark Knight. And then you probably, I don't think, that Harley Quinn is probably new to many of you. But I'm not sure if that was included in the room tour or not, by Carla Cohen. It's absolutely stunning. Another great piece of Harley Quinn original art. Her pencils are phenomenal. So anyways, let's take a look, go down the stairs. This is the stairwell that leads to my space. And you can see, well, I've got one of my, this is the Jason Fabok cowl. All the signatures, those are from MegaCon earlier this year. I have the George Jimenez piece recently procured that I think I've already talked about. And the Clayton Crane, that's I think the only color piece I have in this side of the collection. It's a Clayton Crane original, picked up at MegaCon a couple of years back. I absolutely love that piece. Yeah, 2023. But as you go down, I've swapped out some of these pieces, and I apologize for the glare and whatnot. It's a little bit of a tight space. But going down the stairwell, this is the Finch that I was talking about, the Batman original where Chris and I traded, the 3/4 figure here for the bust piece that fits better in his collection. So love this one. Chris, I don't want to say I got the better deal, but I don't know, man. Just kidding. And then recently procured Bane from my friend Jimmy G. Did a great deal with Jimmy for that one. And now the third part of my mini BSC Finch wall collection is the Harley Quinn piece newly framed up in her spot in the collection. So everything in the stairway is original. This is the piece that I recently got from my good friend Matt Martin, from Mike Perkins, artist that did the first night recently, or not that long ago. Then I showed the Punchline. This is a prelim that was done for Punchline #1 from J. Scott Campbell. That's the only, no, there are 2 prelims in the collection. The Tony Daniel piece was here last time you were here. The Fabok original 11x17. That was there. Sean Murphy, a couple of pieces. Tim Sale. I think all of this was here. I'm not sure if that's the other color piece I was thinking of. But my Libra Mayhew Batman original, which I love. Yeah, I think these pieces were mostly here. Most of these or a handful of these came out of MegaCon last year. But I wanted to show you the new kind of place of honor in the collection for Harley Quinn. So yeah, really excited to have that in the collection, as I hope you can tell. Yeah, and that's my original art. I like having it over there too. It stays out of any, really any direct natural sunlight, even indirect, being down there in the stairwell. But yeah, that's a look at where she sits in the collection. Okay guys, with that, let's wrap it up. To say thank you again to Chris is just not enough. The words aren't enough, but from my heart, thank you, my friend. Absolutely amazing. I love the piece in my collection. Everybody knows I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan. I think myself and Paula share that mutual love for that character. But at any rate, I was really excited to share it with you. Happy if you stayed and bear with me through my story. I thought it was important to let everybody know how this unfolds, and really the important lesson that came out of this. I'll say it one last time and then I promise I'm out. Embrace the community, guys. Reach out. If you feel like you click with somebody, exchange messages, dig into that a bit. There are a lot of great people here, a lot of great friendships to be had. It is the best part of this collecting hobby. I encourage you to do it. So with that, I'm Dan from Wayne Manor Rocket City. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me as always, and I will see you guys next time on Rogues Gallery Live. Have a great one, guys.